Let's go back to one more old school car in the 1997 Johnson & Bow Bathurst car, the Shell Helix Falcon, driven by Troy Stapleton.
I like the open face, but he's got to finish it off. He's got to get the colour scheme on there that he used to run.
And the Dick Johnson Sunnies as well.
Yeah.
You know, the ones, the Top Gun issued ones. Look fantastic. 48-year-old running back in the field at the moment, just cruising around. It sounds good. It's got that unique DJR sound about it. The oldest car in the fleet. Right back in 13th place right now. And this is what it's all about, getting older cars back in, because we see V8 supercars and in the Dunlop series, and where do they go after that? Well, we found a home for them now.
Yep.
It's great to see.
It's good for the history of the sport to see some of those older cars out there, and a bit of a variance in speed between all of them, but the guys are all out there pushing quite hard still, regardless of the age of the car.
Here's Jim Policina, still trying to carve his way back through the field. So just got ahead of Brendan Strong in car 75 now, so he's up to 11th place. The ex-Tasman Motorsport car was built back in 2008. Saw Daniel Gillison drive this in the development series on a couple of occasions. Now all that hard work that Policina made at the start, he's having to work these Kumho tyres. Halfway home here, 3.2 seconds. Here's the margin first to second here.
Just looking at the timing there, young Josh has obviously just got his tyres up to pressure, and he's a bit more comfortable in the car. He's just done the quickest lap of the race and gone on with it with the first sector. He's got another purple sector, so don't know whether he'll be able to hunt down Taz, but he's pushing pretty hard now.
On board with Jason Heck in the car that Mark Winterbottom made his debut in back in 2006 for FPR.
Mark who?
Your mate?
My mate.
You must be really excited about that this year. You've got a plum drive, still the same colours.
Yeah, look, I mean, it should really be Mark's the co-driver for me, because it's my 6th year in the Bottle colours and Mark's 1st year. But
that'll get back, you know.
Yeah. But no, I had a bit of fun in Mark's car yesterday and just made sure I was comfortable, can reach the pedals, but as long as I can reach them and the steering wheel and everything else, it's all good, and I'll just deal with what I have to deal with. But some valuable laps yesterday. Got a bit of a run on the hard and soft tyres. Here's Taz out in front.
That session yesterday we saw was a bit of a form guide for what we're going to see later in the year in the Pertec Enduro Cup. You've seen a lot of races, you've contested a lot of races over the years. Is it tougher now than what it's ever been?
Look, the competition the last few years has been very tough. So, you know, the co-drivers are all at a high level. A lot of them are, you know, within tenths of each other, and we saw the lap times we did yesterday were all very tight. Even the older man, Russell Linger, was up there amongst it. So, yeah, competition is stronger than ever. But biggest thing I think yesterday was the new track surface. A few of the corners have changed their characteristics quite a bit, so just trying to find the best line through some of them, because you actually did change a bit from the old way the track used to be.
Dean Canto alongside me for this Kumho Tyres race of the day. And 3 to come this weekend as we watch Policina still getting back through the field. He's inside the top 10 now. The Mocom ex-Sprint Gas Commodore has just got ahead of Simon Amazides in the background in car 88. It's good to see Simon kept the original colour scheme that he had all those years ago. Brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, and for yourself and myself, watching this, you know, it's always good to see some familiar colours. And while we know the history of the cars, for the people watching at home, it's you know, it might trigger their memory a little bit more as to which cars are which.
Are you trying to say it's making us feel old?
I was, but not in that sort of
I know what you mean.
Blunt way.
Hey, how good was this guy yesterday? We used to see him in Group N historic touring cars. In car number 11, it's Michael Anderson. It's the family business. Blazing on the side of the car, Kenwood Homes, based out of Bathurst. And was very impressive over the course of this opening practice and qualifying sessions. He's now got Tyler Greenbury. He's left Matt Charter behind. Battle for 3rd position here on lap number 8, and now he's got it. Give him a good rap and he spins down at 5.
Yeah, he was just coming under a bit of pressure there, because he was pressuring Josh Smith before that, but he's whether his tyres have gone over pressure a little bit, and he's just gone into the sweeper a little bit too hot.
Or he can hear us in commentary maybe, I don't know. Oh, wow.
Saw himself on the big screen.
And that puts him back, only a couple of positions anyway, but all that good work is Jason Heck right behind. So drops him back to 6th position. He'll fight back.
Fair bit of dirt to clean off the tyres there.
Now take some time too. Been 8 laps in. And Heck's now got someone to battle with. He's run a pretty lonely race there for a while. The Haymans Virginia entry, car number 5. Starts the chase. Down to turn 10, the sharp left-hander that brings us into the additional part of the circuit that was there in 1997 to extend the course out to 3 kilometres as we know it today. Replay going down to turn number 5.
He just went in that little bit too hot. You know, 3 or 4 k's an hour. Ran a little bit wide, got on the dirty stuff, and yeah, he sort of saved it pretty well there. So minimised the loss.
Off the line.
Yeah.
And it only needs to be a tyre width these days, and you're gone. Good thing it hasn't been raining here. If you were going off there in wet conditions, you tend to be staying out there for the duration.
Yeah, and the track's still evolving, the new surface. Just on that outside edge there would be no grip at all. So, like you said, 1 tyre width's too wide, and he was just a passenger.
Beautiful shots of Lee Moran's Cat Falcon with the flames licking out the side of car number 6. Good battle now going on between Simon Emazides and Brendan Strong. This is now for 11th and 12th position. Lap 9 of 12. A couple of old VZ Commodores going at it here. And now it's going to be a 3-car scrap. For 6th place, Anderson, Heck and Wright. We're on board with Heck. Around the old gum tree, the tight left-hander. Just a series of right and left hairpins.
So obviously just here we've got actually 3 ex-FPR BFs in a row. So I mean, I've been with FPR or pro drivers they are now for 8 years. So
surely one of these cars you've driven.
I don't know. Maybe the number 5 car there.
To dig deeper on that one, he's going to be past here, you'd think now. Right down the inside from a long way back. He won't do it from there unless Heck makes a mistake. And judging by my commentary cursor so far in this race, it's bound to happen.
Yeah. You guys must have a live feed in the car there, but all these guys are pushing quite hard.
Straight on the defensive as well. Gets it right back onto the racing line. Needs to protect it as we pull out for a pass down the inside here from a long way back. Door slammed shut before he had a chance to unlock it. This lets Anderson get away. It's always good news when you see a 3rd car in the mix. The front guy tends to pull away. But Anderson has about 3 seconds up the road to catch Chris Smurden, who's had quite a race, 5th position. The number 39 car, qualified in 10th. It's been probably the big movers in this field. Here he is, the ex-Stone Brothers car, the South Aussie. Oh, here we go again. The Matt Nolte curse is back.
Perfect timing there, mate. Hung on to that one. The track actually yesterday, when someone dropped a wheel off, and even the smallest amount of dust on the track, it just seemed to make it slipperier than normal. So, guys, obviously the track is, every corner's different, just depending if someone's brought some dirt on the track and you're pioneering through there.
Oh, there it is. He got 2 wheels up on the inside of 5, and there's more dust on the outside of 6. Man of his experience, and Policina's gone again.
Turn 9, where are we?
And that looks like it's turn 7. There's the old gum tree in the foreground of the shot. And it drops him, dropping back in his position, so back to 12th. Here's Lee Moran. In the lonely race at the moment, back in 16th position. And here comes the race leader, Taz Douglas. It looks like he's going to put Moran a lap down here. It's out to nearly 5 seconds between him and Smith, so Smith really hasn't had a chance to chase the number 45 car. It's been a strong run from Taz Douglas.
Yeah, just watching the timing, Taz obviously is managing that gap. A little bit pacier than Smith. And but Josh is doing a great job, nice and consistent. Still punching out good lap times, so credit to the young guy.
Tyler Greenbury up to 3rd now. Matt Charter runs inside the top 5. In 4th place. No one's going to catch Douglas. Fastest lap of the race, and the previous lap, a 1:24.53, to be half a second quicker than the rest of the field. There it is on your screen right now. He comes up to start the final lap very soon. 32-year-old. Remember when these guys all started back in the days in Formula Ford and moving their way up into the development series and the like. They're almost becoming veterans when you see the young guys like Alex Rullo and that coming through the field at 15 and 16.
Yeah, we're all that young once, but talking to Taz yesterday, getting on about how many Bathursts I've done, and he was calling me old because he thought he was old, but yeah, it made me aware that I'm older and more wise.
Time flies on by, like this race has too. We're on the final lap. The THR Developments car 45 of Taz Douglas up on that curb. Much more aggressive this year. I noticed yesterday they made that higher. Is this Matt Charter in trouble now?
Yeah, definitely slowing. Pulled to the left there, so we don't have a safety car or anything. Oh, he's
Pulled up
track.
right in front of us here in our commentary position. Lucky it's the last lap, and what a shame. He was running in 4th position. The Cavalier Homes team, looking to impress their sponsor at their local event, has come to a grinding halt on the final lap.
Yeah, bit of a shame there.
So Douglas shuts this race down. Out to nearly 5 seconds, like we said. We saw Smith eat into this, but he's not going to catch him with just a couple of turns remaining. Smurden puts himself up to 4th now. Anderson up to 5th, Heck in 6th. But Taz Douglas, very impressive in practice. He had that little moment with the throttle yesterday in that 2nd practice session, but didn't hinder him in qualifying today. Comes out the final turn, and a dominant victor in race number 1 of the Kumho V8 touring cars here at the Winton Motor Raceway today. Big margin, over 3.5 seconds, so he backed off in the final lap. He chewed right back, and it would be nearly 3 seconds. Lee Moran going to lap down. It's still on here between Heck and Wright. This is for 6th and 7th.
Might even do a switch back here.
Going to try. It's only a short little straightaway to do it. Heck leaves the door open and shuts it right on this now. We're going to have a drag race to the finish. Heck protects himself. They're side by side. No, they're not. He pulls back in for the draft, but will hold on for that 6th position aboard the Hayman's Virginia entry after starting from 9th spot. Job to Wright too to finish in 7th. Jack Simple finished in 8th. And Strong and Emazides got past Strong as we got to the finish line just then. But this guy picks up the win. First win of the weekend in the 2nd round of this year's Kumho Tyres V8 Touring Car Series. 3 points for pole position yesterday and cements himself at the top of the championship ladder. So we check out the results here. Douglas from Smith, 2.9 seconds was the margin. Greenbury in 3rd. Chris Smurden, Michael Anderson got back up to 5th. Then Heck, Wright, Jack Sipp in 8th. Brendan Strong down there in 9th. Policina after 2 spins finished in 11th. And Matt Charter coming to a stop on the final lap. And Lee Moran going to lap down.